Be sure to set some intentions today under the energy of this Virgo new moon, because you will not have an opportunity to set intentions under the coming new moons that we're going to be having up until November the 1st. This new moon is the last new moon before we head into eclipse season. This is also the last new moon of summer. So this is a very important one. It's really important to just check in with intentions and set some very valid, very deep and foundational intentions here. Like, I really want you to dig deep within yourself when you're thinking about these intentions. What is it that you want to accomplish for the remainder of this year? What is it that you want to experience in the rest of this year? What is it that you need more courage for, that you need to pursue, that you need to go after? What goals, dreams do you have that it is now time to set some intentions around, so that you can really give yourself that boost and that momentum and really use this energy to your benefit and kind of kickstart yourself into that direction, right? Because this new moon, like I said, is going to be the last new moon available for intention setting until November. And that's like a solid 2 months. That's the whole rest of September and all of October. There aren't any opportunities energetically that will be supporting intentions, that will be supporting energies of really kickstarting something in your life, whether that's a new health routine, whether that's a new work or a new job or a new living location, whatever it is, right? So set some intentions around that, because it is important to kind of get your ducks in a row, get yourself in alignment with what you truly desire for the rest of this year, because we are going to be beginning eclipse season kind of mid-September. So September 17th and 18th, we kick off with our first eclipse, which is going to be a partial lunar eclipse. And then we're going to have another one October the 2nd, which is going to be an annular eclipse. And then another eclipse on October the 17th, which is going to be another lunar eclipse. So the moon is being eclipsed here several times. The moon connects to our emotions. It connects to our feelings. It also connects to feminine energy within us. And the moon also connects to like the sensitivity and the deep within, right? So the depth within yourself. And so when we have eclipses, lunar eclipses, they are so much about eclipsing things out of our lives that are emotionally no longer serving us, that are not in alignment with us emotionally, that are not in alignment with our best and highest good, that are not in alignment with what is deep within us, which is our soul, our heart's desires. So there are going to be things that are going to be falling away come mid-September from our lives. Some of these things falling away could be very unexpected. Some of them could be very rapidly incoming. We also just had Pluto step back into Capricorn, I should say, because Pluto has been moving back and forth in and out of Capricorn and Aquarius. And now it just stepped back into Capricorn yesterday on the 1st of September. And that was a really intense energy, intense in the sense of this Pluto back in Capricorn is bringing another test. And this is bringing a final test. This is the third and final time that Pluto is going to be in the sign of Capricorn, that is going to then make its journey into Aquarius, and it's going to stay in the sign of Aquarius for the next 248 years. So like this Pluto hopping back into Capricorn yesterday, and this energy playing out until about November 18th is going to be, or November 19th, is going to be also a very, like it's a test. It's a big test. This is going to be something intense. This is going to be something that is going to kind of rock your world in a way. Like, God, the energy has just impeccable timing. Like, it's like as soon as it happened, for me, I experienced this yesterday, last night, as a matter of fact. So, something most definitely unexpected that was kind of shocking, with Uranus also going retrograde yesterday. My gosh, shock and awe, unexpected situations, unexpected circumstances arising. So that certainly played out for me already last night. And speaking of which, that made it quite difficult to sleep. So if you are feeling tired today, I don't know about you, but I certainly am. I was tossing and turning a lot and just really couldn't get settled for quite a while. And it was not only the energy, but it was, of course, the the information that I had found out that was also adding to the restlessness within me. So just pay attention to these things. And the first thing I did this morning was like, I got up and I journaled and I just had to mind up. I immediately started to just write out my different thoughts, different ideas, different feelings, actually, how I was feeling, how my emotions were around this surprising thing that I found out yesterday. So it's important to sit with these things. Like I'm kind of allowing myself to take it easy, even though it's a Monday. I definitely should be working really hard today, but I'm really just trying to go with my own flow and trust my own flow. So I'm just going to spend the day kind of journaling and processing and allowing myself to release these energies. I'm also getting like a headache off and on the right side. So I'm not sure if that's astrology related or if it's just because I've been in my brain, in my head so much processing this new information, this new unexpected information. So pay attention to that. And when you are getting headaches, it's definitely an indication that you're too much in your head about it. So it's like, get out of your head. I was reminded of that with the headache, to get out of my head and get back into my heart space, especially to loving myself, especially to really honoring myself in the moment and to allow myself just to feel whatever it is I'm feeling, but also to respond differently. I definitely received a message from Spirit this morning to respond differently. So if anything shocking, anything surprising, anything unexpected comes up in your life, basically from now until mid-November, then really be mindful of how you respond to that and make sure that you're not reacting in the same way that you have in the past, but rather responding to the situation in a very new way, new for you, new in terms of not going back into your old patterns, not going back into the way that you always respond, the way that you always handle, these kind of situations. Do you immediately allow the judge and the victim within you to go nuts and to start filling your mind with all kinds of stories and scenarios, right? Our human brain loves stories and it loves to dwell on different stories. So just make sure that you're not going back into some kind of a story that you're telling yourself about a situation or responding or reacting in a way that is how you typically react. The whole idea is to show up differently, to respond differently, to allow yourself to feel differently about something that could be difficult, something that could be challenging. And for the first time, probably in my life, one of my instant responses emotionally, because at first my brain wanted to sort of analyze the information and dissect it to shit, but then I emotionally went into this space of gratitude. And before, it would have been a judge-victim kind of scenario. So the judge within me would have instantly jumped out and started judging the person or judging the situation, judging myself, of course. And the victim within me would have immediately felt pity for myself and would have immediately gone into, woe is me and poor me and why is this happening to me and blah, 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 blah. Right. But this time I and it wasn't even forced. It was super like natural. Like it just totally came on its own where I just really felt this feeling of you like, oh my God, like you just set me free. Like, thank you. It was a feeling of gratitude. It was a feeling of knowing that this information, even though it was difficult to hear, was now giving me an opportunity to be free of any illusion, to be free of any stories that I've been telling myself about this situation or about this person. So it allows me to now look at myself and look at my circumstances from a whole new perspective. And so the freedom in not allowing the judge and the victim to come out and to immediately dissect a situation is so profound. Like it's so valuable. And it's something that we really need to practice, I think, more. I just finished reading a really, really great book called The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz, and it's such a good book. Like I've read this book several times, but it was just Spirit had asked me to kind of grab it literally just last week because I got through it really fast. I think I read the book in 3 days. And it was such a good book and such great reminders in there about how important it is to never assume anything about anyone, to, to be forgiving with yourself, to be impeccable with your word. That's the first agreement, actually, is to be impeccable with your word, meaning that your word really matters. What you say, what you speak really matters, because of course we know it's vibration, and it manifests, it creates, right? And so the reminders and the lessons, and he talks in there about the judge and the victim in our heads that are constantly, judging ourselves, judging others, and the victim within us that is always pity partying, right? And how important it is to break free from that. And he explains in the book that to break free of the judge and the victim, you have to get really into this space of love for yourself. It's like you rise above that, you ascend above that, and you move into this energy of forgiveness. And he says forgiveness is sort of like the key to absolute freedom, to liberation, to completely free yourself of any pain, of any judgments, of any victimhood that another, has perhaps caused for you, or that you have caused for yourself. So in recognizing this within myself, and with the situation now coming up in my life, of course, it was like an immediate test. The 1st of September came around, and it was literally like, here's your test. And, I had to firsthand move through this process and basically apply the knowledge that I had just learned from this book. So I will be highlighting some major parts in the 4 agreements, and putting them on a sticky note, and putting them, I think, throughout my house, just to keep reminding myself that, we are going to be moving through some trying times, I think, over the next coming couple of months. And I think it's important to remind ourselves that we are very, very powerful, and that we have an opportunity to transcend difficult situations through choice, through our own power, through our own will. And it is truly just a matter of deciding to forgive. And the very, very first person that I'm going to suggest that you forgive is yourself. And I journaled extensively on that this morning, and just feeling that need to forgive myself for deluding myself, for telling myself stories, or believing some type of an illusion that I have been subscribing to for a period of time, and perhaps not realizing or giving somebody the benefit of the doubt too much, without really any proof that they deserve that benefit. So as a final thought, I just want to leave you with this reminder to set some very clear, some very bold intentions for yourself for the remainder of this year, for the next 2 months, for the next week, for however long, whenever. But set some intentions that are going to really feel good to you, intentions that really acknowledge your power, your wisdom, your strength, your courage, your fortitude. Set intentions around your health. In particular, set intentions around your work. Set some intentions around bringing order back into your life, and set intentions around chaos leaving your life. So it's a really, really good time to tap into this energy of order, to removing any chaos from our emotional lives. Remember, this is a new moon. Moon has to do with the emotions, connects with the deep essence of our feelings. And so it's asking us to take our power back. It's asking us to get organized, to get very clear on what it is that we desire, to get very clear on understanding what we deserve as beautiful human beings, as beautiful hearts who are co-creating our lives together. And so move into this energy, into your heart space, and really quiet your mind, really silence yourself today. It is very, very important to move into silence. As a matter of fact, these next couple of weeks are going to be very much about silencing the chaos within ourselves. So silence it as much as possible through daily meditation, through nature walks, through breath work, through a yoga practice, through moving your body, grounding your body, energizing your body, and resting, of course, in the capacity in whatever amounts you need. Listen to your body, listen to your intuition, listen to your heart first and foremost, and really trust the guidance, trust where it is guiding you, and Just know that any challenges that pop up for you over the next coming weeks or months perhaps are things that you are going to be able to manage well, as long as you keep that mind silent as much as possible, as long as you keep tapping into your own intuition and really listening to your intuition, to like gut feeling, to what your heart is saying, and trusting that, and just going with the flow. You can't change people. You can't control situations that are out of your control. You can't make anyone do anything they don't want to do. You can't force situations to work out in a particular way that you might want them to work out if those things are not meant for you. If the divine is holding it back, then consider it to be God's protection. Rejection is God's protection. So anything that isn't working out or anything that is falling away for you right now is not meant to be in your life. Go with it, flow with it, allow it. Thank you so much for watching. Hit a like on the way out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.